Hi everyone and welcome to today's video. We're going to look at another tactical training exercise here, and this is from one of my own games. I was just thinking that, as much as I study tactics, sometimes it's a bit discouraging that, you don't find these great combinations or tactics in your own games. And then just a couple of nights ago I played a game here where I'm white against my good friend on the free internet chess server, and a really interesting tactical opportunity arose on the board after the following position. So basically, he'd pushed the f pawn to attack my light squared bishop, and when I retreated the light squared bishop, this pawn on f5 came to f4, forking the queen and the bishop. So my next move was queen to a6, sorry, bishop to a6 check, and then he brought the knight back to b7. So in this position I found a very interesting resource. So it looks like white is going to lose a piece here, but there's actually a nice winning continuation, and my challenge to you is just to spend a minute or two, just pause the video and see if you can find it. Some people have complained that the tactical exercises that I post are a little bit too difficult, but with a bit of imagination I think most people should be capable of solving this one. Just use your imagination and look for what's possible on the board. So just take a moment and then I'm going to present the solution. So in this position, it occurred to me that with this pawn on e6 controlling the e7 square, it occurred to me that if black was to capture the queen here and open up this diagonal, the squares around his king would be very vulnerable, and he might be subject to some sort of mating attack. So, armed with this knowledge, I found this move, which just happens to win with every variation. So, rook takes b6 check. So the immediate threat here, it's setting up some threats like bishop takes b7 check, so it can't really just be ignored. In the game, my friend blundered here, but really there's, no matter what he does, he's lost here. But there was a mate in one here after f takes e, and then just bishop takes b7. So, having thought I was lost a few moves ago, I was really pleased to have found this. And then when I went back and looked at it after the game, I went into analysis mode and just looked through it again and tried some different variations. And no matter what black does, he's lost here. So let's just spin back to this position. So one thing I had to calculate here was what would happen if, instead of taking the queen, for instance, let's look at what happens if the bishop is taken instead. So f takes g, and we don't have to be in any hurry because there's some really nasty threats up here. We can deal with this pawn situation first with h takes g3. And now no matter what black does, he's lost. So let's say we have a takes b6, then queen takes b6, and because of the so we're threatening mate in 1. Rook d7 would be a defensive resource if this pawn wasn't there. The queen's not able to participate in the defense, so all of that is hopeless. The only thing he can do is give up the rook here to survive, but it's horrible. So we just have e takes, check, king takes, queen takes b7, check, and we've got a massive advantage here, so that one doesn't work. So the other line that I thought was quite interesting too, if which is similar, if the pawn takes here, then queen comes in here, and again the rook has to give itself up in order to prevent the mate. So I thought this was a very unusual situation where it looks like you're gonna lose a piece, but due to the very specific configuration of the pieces, this sort of counterattack was possible, and it was quite pleasing and enjoyable. It was one of those moments when you're playing chess that you just really enjoy the game. Well, I hope you enjoyed that brief video, and I'll see you next time on YouTube. Take care for now. Goodbye.